assassination by Gachagua claims that the Bureau termed as serious and needed to be investigated. Ian K24 tells us more.
Kiambu Road, and heavy police presence was witnessed for the better part of the day. Law enforcers on standby alongside 2 water cannons in anticipation for the arrival of ousted Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. The water cannons signified the expectation that the troubled son of Mathira was to be accompanied by his supporters. The main entrance was also manned by a contingent of armed police officers. However, Gachagua was a no-show, the impeached DEP opting to attend court sessions at the Milimani Law Courts, accompanied by his close allies.
Unfortunate turn of events.
Gachagua was invited to record his statement over claims of 2 attempted assassinations on 30th of August and 3rd September in Kisumu and Nyeri counties, respectively. The investigative agency cited the seriousness of the allegations made by Gachagua for the invitation, claiming that the matter ought to be investigated. Even as Gachagua skipped the invitation, staff working at his Harambee Annex offices were denied entry. According to reports, officers from the Rapid Deployment Unit had camped outside the premises on Tuesday as they turned away all staffers reporting to work. This comes just days after 108 staff working for the embattled ousted DEP was sent on compulsory leave in a memo signed by Principal Administrative Secretary Patrick Mwangi in a circular seen by K24 TV. Mwangi further informed the Chief of Staff and advisors in the DP's office of the decision following Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. The letter read in part, and I quote, "Following the ongoing constitutional process affecting the Deputy President, it has been decided that all officers in job groups T and U are to proceed on compulsory leave immediately."
During that particular time.
Addressing the press after being discharged from the Karen Hospital on Mashujaa Day, Gachagua decried efforts to cripple his office by sending home his staff, despite him still being the outright Deputy President.
To cripple the functions of my office, he ordered through the Head of Public Service, Felix Koskei, that all officers in my office be sent on compulsory leave. Last night, all vehicles assigned to officers who work under me were impounded to cripple the office of the Deputy President. I don't understand this level of viciousness to a man who have been your deputy, who helped you to become president, irrespective of whatever he has done.
Ian K24 TV, Nairobi.
The High Court has ruled that the Affordable Housing Act of 2024 was properly enacted as per the Constitution. As Busara Nama now reports, the ruling allows the government to continue with the program and to keep imposing the affordable housing levy that is currently at the rate of 1.5% of the gross salary.
In a ruling delivered by a 3-judge bench comprising Justice Olga Sewe, John Chigiti and Josephine Mongare, the High Court rejected a petition filed by Busia Senator Okiya Omtata, activist Eliud Matindi and Katiba Institute. Some of the issues raised by the petitioners were that the Housing Levy Act is unconstitutional, discriminative, it didn't undergo public participation, it offends devolution, infringes Article 43(1) of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to housing, and that it is double taxing Kenyans. However, in its ruling today, the court ruled that the act is constitutional and that there was adequate public participation.
Having acknowledged that the predominant issue is whether the provisions of the Affordable Housing Act are in conflict with the Constitution, it is our considered view that that doctrine of avoidance is inapplicable.
It cannot be denied from the foregoing that the public participation was conducted. As shown, the National Assembly and the Senate focused on very targeted and specific stakeholders, in particular the petitioners. We note that petitioners took issue with the fact that the public participation for an act that was intended to affect all Kenyans was only conducted in 19 counties.
On claims of discrimination, The court ruled that the levy does not unfairly burden Kenyans as alleged by the petitioners.
The levy and the fact that it has been set at 1.5 of the gross salary was an infringement of Article 40, Sub-Article 1 and 2 of the right to property. And we have cited Article 40, Sub-Article 1 and 2, which says protection of the right to property. Subject to Article 65, every person has a right, either individually or in association with others, to acquire and own property.
On claims that the housing levy infringes Article 43(1) of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to housing, Justice Chigiti added that the purpose of the Act is to provide a legal framework for affordable housing programs, stating that Section 3 and 4 of the Act did not infringe Article 43(1) of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to housing. The court also noted that the National Assembly holds the authority to determine how taxes are calculated, imposed, and collected under Article 95 of the Constitution.
Having looked at the sections, we are of the view that the Act does not offend the principle of devolution because the Affordable Housing Board under Section 16 has representation both national and county government, from both national and county government.
On March 19th, President William Ruto signed into law the Affordable Housing Bill 2023, paving the way for reinstatement of the contentious housing levy deductions. The legislation ropes in workers in the informal sector to make sure the regulations are in agreement with the High Court's ruling that rendered it unconstitutional last year. Under the law, Kenyans will continue being deducted 1.5% of their gross monthly pay. Busara Naman, K24 TV.
We'll be back with more in a short while.
Back to the future. The future is simulate. Bet smarter. Win faster now. Be a winner. More at Bet.
Have you watched